This is the box of the Dlink Cloud Camera 2350, or otherwise known as the DCS 2332L. I prefer to refer it to the 2332L because that's basically what other websites refer it to. That's the model number certification for the Synology NAS if you use that. But it's basically an outdoor camera that can be used indoor. It has night vision up to 15 feet. You can view it on your iPad, iOS app, which I've not played with. You can record to a micro SD card, which I also don't do because I have the Synology NAS. It does motion detection, which I can tell you more about later. It does 720 high quality video. Dubious on that, but I'll say it's a good quality relative to the other IP cameras that I've seen. So just a quick shot of the box, talks about their iPad apps and all those different things. You know, I would say with any of these, and this is what it looks like right there, with any of these cameras, you need to make sure you're up to date on security patches, all those different things, the firmware. This one is unique in that you know, it can work through an Ethernet cable if you can reach it outside. It has its own power adapter, which is the drag that all these IP cameras have, is that you have to plug them in either through an Ethernet power over Ethernet mechanism or a standard cord electrical outlet outside, which has its own issues in itself. But this one will connect through wireless N or Ethernet, and so I'm using the wireless mechanism. Again, it's 720p, or it will go up to 1280 pixels by 800. It has two-way audio built in, but that comes with some other things. It does its own H.264 encoding, which you know, I've had some problems with. It does standard MPEG, MPEG-4, etc. So anyways, that's the box. I'll show you some example videos as well. Everyone, so this is a IP camera example from the Dlink DCS 2332L. It's being shown through my Synology NAS surveillance station on the desktop. You can also see it through iOS, iPad. Synology, can't tell you enough good things about them and their products. But this is a IP camera. It's an outdoor camera, or you can use it indoor. It shoots at night to about 15 feet. Does 720p video. Obviously, this is during the day. It's a windy day. The quality is okay. It's not the cell phone camera quality we're all used to, or even a point and shoot or DSLR type of camera. It's, you know, it's a little mushy here, for example. The detail is not fully built in, but as far as IP cameras go, this is the best I have. I have a trendnet that's slightly not as good image quality during the day, but I would say the image quality is better at night. With this camera, it was easy to set up. You can read some Amazon reviews or other things on the internet that people are complaining about the setup. I didn't have any issues at all. I didn't find it that bad. This does motion sensing through the camera, or you can do it through the Synology app. For a couple reasons, I'm using it through the Synology app. But motion sensing on this camera is no better than other cameras that I have. And what I mean by that is motion sensing itself has a hard time distinguishing between something that you want to capture, a positive recording, and then a false recording. So today's windy. You can see this bush moving around. You can see these trees moving around, all these different things. And it can trigger the recording from all the frame activity. This, one frame picture, and there's a lot of activity, and it changes between frames, and it just senses a lot of change. So depending on your motion sensing setting level, it could trigger it to record. And then see, like it just did, nothing really happened except the wind's blowing. And so again, this camera doesn't necessarily do it any better or any worse than other cameras I've had, such as the trendnets. You can certainly reduce your motion sensing detection sensitivity, but then when you do that, I mean, it's a fine balance. When you do that, you're going to miss the important things that you may want. So just a quick example here. During the day, it's an okay camera. I wish that these IP cameras in general had a little bit better image quality. Here's a nighttime example. You can tell from all the graininess that it's hard to detect images.